am the best in the world at what I
have the balls
do.
to say things that nobody else has the balls. This is power. Nobody can touch me. This voice, this is power.
There is nobody that eats, sleeps, or breathes this business more than me.
You're not as good as I am.
I'm the best.
You're not as good as me. I never had to call myself the best in the world. Other people said it for me.
In anybody else's hands, this is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
I am part of a special I am one of a literal dying breed.
Everything I have, I've fought for and
Didn't
I've
care
earned.
what the hierarchy thought of us.
I wouldn't have 5 years of pent-up ammunition to unload on him. I wouldn't have so much to say.
And yeah, I got a bad attitude and a bad reputation.
I tend to piss a lot of people off.
But I didn't give a damn. And yeah, I developed a chip on my shoulder because I knew I was the best. I am the best in the world at what I do.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Ashe, peace and benedictions.
Peace, peace. Man, some more of it.
R.I.P. to this brother right here, Charles Johnson, right? We start the show. R.I.P.
Right.
Charles Johnson, who apparently died at 57. Is that right? No, I'm thinking about Kevin Samuels. So this brother died
50.
at, how old was he? They said he was 50. And
Yep.
you see right here in Gematria, the brother name equals 50. God damn. How many times is a coincidence possible for it's mathematically impossible? Ashe, peace and benedictions. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we coming right in the door, you know what I mean, laying down truth, you know what I'm saying, making lies scatter, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is lying like shit about every goddamn thing. You know, they disrespecting brothers in the news, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kevin Samuels, you know what I mean? They said Kevin Samuels died at 57 on May 7th, a date that reads that can be read 57 or 57, and they said he died from hypertension, which in Gematria equals 57. Come on, man. How many times is a coincidence possible for it's mathematically impossible? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These motherfuckers be lying about shit. Like, we talked about this yesterday. Skittles, toxic, right?
Right.
That was a good segue
Right.
into how critical it is when people hide information and people that know information don't share information. You know what I'm saying? And when you learn something and you come across vital information, it's your moral obligation to share with the nation. Ashe, peace and benedictions. Now we start the show.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So, right.
Yes.
So these motherfuckers was
Philadelphia, California.
Yep, Philadelphia. Now imagine if they didn't tell this to nobody and people just went out and just ate up Skittles like Trayvon Martin and shit. And you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
And just did they self in. You know what I'm saying? You know, so this is the receipts from yesterday.
Hey, because you remember before
I'm sitting down here.
Right, you remember before when Skittles had pork in it.
Right. I'm sitting down here with these fake beaches. You know what I'm
saying? Right. Green screen.
Recalls, no green screen. You know what I'm saying? Blueberries
are
being recalled nationwide. You know what I'm saying? Over lead concerns. Why is it lead in blueberries? This is the fucking.
Hey, why is it in organic though? Why are they saying the organic though?
Right. So you can eat the fake joints. So they can try to force you to eat the fake joints.
Right. And organic means no chemicals used in that. So where would the lead come from?
Right.
That's simple math.
Somebody added it playing the Hunger Games. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know?
In the soil.
Shit crazy. So I seen this shit in the news today too. They talked about the Uvalde motherfucker.
Because they just had strawberries.
Yeah, it was just strawberries. So, we just going through
The
some of those
organic
slides real
strawberries,
quick.
of course.
Look at this shit right
Right.
here.
Mm.
This Uvalde schools look to fire chief Orendino.
After the shooting.
Saying look like his name is Adreno. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Chrome.
we pointed out yesterday, and we reiterated yesterday, and that we was one of the first people to point out that these people had a training sequence at this whole situation. So it ain't no way that these motherfuckers was just bumbling around, didn't know what to do, and this shit unfolded because some motherfuckers left the door unlocked and was scared, and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? We covered this already. So, these people with their bullshit, You know what I'm saying? So, I want to talk about this shit that happened in Philly. I talked about it earlier today, but I wanted to touch on it now with some receipts. You see this shit right here where, let me see if this is the whole slide. So, earlier I talked about this situation where they said that a boy raped a girl at gunpoint yesterday in the train station, and these two people was in the train station early in the morning before the train opened up, and they said they was down there changing their clothes, right? Trying on clothes. Now,
Right.
the original story that
Right.
they put out was that it was a couple down there having sex, right? Then they changed the
Right.
story to changing clothes because that would explain why she's not dressed, right? That would explain why
Right.
she don't got pants on, and that would explain why this other dude got easy access to the Yam saying, right? So,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? You see, and they went and diligently and changed every story that they put out about that in one day, change the narrative, which is suspicious, you know what I'm saying? And then now they saying that they got a lead in this case. So I wanted to point out that they changed the story. Now I'm still trying to find the original John. I probably use a Wayback Machine, but I wanted to point out a flaw in these people's system. Now, if what I'm saying
Right.
is not true, right, and somebody say, "Oh, he made that up. He's reaching." All right, consider this.
Right.
This is the search engine right here for news. What app is this? News Weekly or one of those news apps. Oh shit.
Right.
I'm down here by the water with these fake beaches. Woo. Come out. Alright, to get back online. Alright, so we back. When I'm sitting down here by the water with these fake beaches, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Blue knocked my hat off. So consider this, that this is News Weekly. What app is this? Let's be thorough. Hold on. This is Newsbreak. This is an app called Newsbreak, and I'm in the search engine of Newsbreak. And you see right in the search engine, and I typed in, a couple having sex in the subway station, right? Now look at all the stories that came up, right? If what I'm saying is not true, then why would this come up in this search engine? You know what I'm saying? I told y'all that these people put out the one story, said they was having sex in the train station early in the morning before the train station opened up. How did they get to the train station before the train station opened up? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They switched the story and said that these people was trying on clothes. So every one of these articles right here that you see is them saying that, oh yeah, they was trying on clothes, right? So how come if I type in that a couple was having sex on the train platform, why is this story about a couple changing their clothes coming up? If what I'm saying isn't true. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something to think about. You know what I'm saying? Now you say, oh, well, that was just one place. Okay, well, what about Google? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody likes to trust Google. I Googled that, right? Right? Okay, well, I typed in the same phrase in Google, right? A couple having sex on the platform in the train station in Philadelphia. Look at what's
Right.
coming up in the search. A
Yep.
story about about a couple trying on clothes in the train station and then getting raped. So if they wasn't, if the what I again, I'm gonna reiterate for the last time. If what I said is not true, I said this story initially broke and they said that the couple was having sex, and you'll find
Right.
that the crooked police and all of the news networks are saying that they went from putting out that narrative and overnight they switched it and said, oh, they was trying on clothes, right? And like I said,
Right.
that is to explain why this woman was underdressed. That is to explain
Right.
why this woman didn't have her pants on or her panties on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they was trying on clothes.
At 4:30 in the morning.
Why are people trying on clothes in a closed train station at 4:30 in the morning? Now, is it 4:30 in the morning or 4:45 in the morning? Because remember, they said that the train station opens up at 4:45, but then they said
Right.
this happened at 4:30, so which would means they was in there while it was closed. Then they said,
Right.
oh, this happened at 4:45. That means they were the first people in the train, and I guess
Right.
they figure, hey, let's just get on the train and
Try on some clothes. Right.
Where'd
This
they get
early
the
in the
clothes
morning.
from? Right.
Right.
That's some sound to
What
me
clothes
like
were they
somebody was,
trying on?
boosting some clothes or something, right?
Right. Right. But 4:30 in the morning, you didn't get them recently.
That sounds suspect.
Exactly.
You know.
Right. I ain't never tried on clothes.
To watch this. Action
In the
News
subway
reports
station.
immediately live outside the Special Victims Unit there in Hunting Park with the latest on this investigation, including Jillian, a closer look at these surveillance pictures.
We're a little choppy.
That's right, Grant. We will show you that in just a second. And this happened right around the time the station was opening for the morning commute. SEPTA tells me
Right.
the subway trains
Like
start
and subscribe,
operating
smash
around
that like button.
4:45.
get
And you
better
mentioned
equipment.
those pictures that we
Hmm.
have.
Like the DJ.
SEPTA cameras were able to capture
Do remember.
images of the suspect that police are looking for,
Mixtape
and they
coming
want you
soon.
to take a look and notice a
Album.
distinctive article of clothing.
Struggle
Distinctive
This
article
man,
of clothing.
wearing a gray NASA hooded sweatshirt, riding a bike, was last seen heading
Struggle
north
stream.
on Broad Street from the Snyder SEPTA station in South Philadelphia. Police say he is wanted
Do remember.
for raping a 40-year-old woman on the SEPTA platform around 4:30 this morning.
Our survivor
Oh, my
was
God.
with a
40-year-old woman
boyfriend of hers.
at 4:30. Hold up.
we
let's
know
pause
that
this.
she was trying on some clothes.
Look at his
Hey.
face.
Trying on some
Look
clothes.
at his
It's
face.
wanted for raping a woman.
He's lying.
Around 4:30 this morning.
Our survivor was with a
He lying, cuz look at his face. He says, he
Yeah.
hesitated, trying on some clothes, right? Because they know the story
Right.
that they
Did
leaked
they
initially.
go?
Now look at the symbolism. Like I
Right.
said earlier today, they said that it was a girl, a 21-year-old girl who, you know, the 21-year-old girl who beat to death a 3-year-old girl, and this girl's being charged with third-degree murder, right? And of course, we know
Right.
simple math: 2 + 1 is 3. See how they play with these numbers?
Right.
Now here we got
Uh-huh.
we got a 20. What they say, a 20-year-old, right? And this
Yeah.
this dude raped a 40-year-old at 4:00 in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See how it is? See how they play with these numbers back and forth? Look at his face.
boyfriend of hers.
Hmm.
A boyfriend of hers?
We know that she was trying on some clothes.
See his eyebrows go up?
And
You seen
they
his
were down
eyebrows
there.
jump
You
Yep.
don't
up?
see anybody
You know what I'm
else
saying?
in the video. And
He lying.
then our
Right.
our offender
You know he
But they
lying.
don't have no video of nothing else but that
arrives
dude
at the scene.
in a freeze frame.
Police say the woman's boyfriend and the suspect had a brief encounter, and minutes later,
Pointed the gun at the boyfriend and put the gun at the back
Wow.
of the survivor,
You got no video of that.
and then proceeded to demand that sex. She just
Was there not cameras on the platform?
black
Right.
Glock style gun. Not necessarily a Glock, but
Glock
a
style?
style gun.
a Glock. What
Was
the
it an
hell is he
XD?
talking
Extended
about?
magazine
This dude is a police
that was
officer.
green
He's
and
An
talking
extended
about
magazine?
a Glock style gun.
That where the hell did he hold that?
Video. This dude is talking
Yeah.
complete nonsense. Now again, when they first released this story, they said that the boyfriend ran off. They said the boyfriend ran off
Yes.
with fear and left his girlfriend there to get raped. Then they altered the story again.
Oh wow.
That the guy that this brutal evil man made this man watch as he raped this woman for no good reason. Like, I'm gonna pull a
Right.
gun on you because I'm a rape because what does this do? Like the Jason of subways? You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
don't like to see women
At
out
4:30
here.
in the morning.
I'm gonna come on, man. This is ridiculous.
I'm gonna take
These
that
people
one.
are just telling you soap opera stories, man, and it's all to demonize black men. You know, earlier today,
Hey,
in
but
Atlantic City, the NAACP was talking about the plight of black men and mental health issues and concerning black men. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that up on the screen real quick. So they were talking about men's health journey, enlightened, and the plight of black men, and they were saying how guns and violence and segregation and all of these things is a component, and why black men are just can't get it together. They haven't really even scratched the surface of what the issue is. You know, we are constantly being attacked. This is constant attack on black families and people instigating and meddling in our affairs and turning our own people against us. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
we don't have help. We don't have resources. We got a whole bunch of people
Right.
saying and talking about what should happen with us, but they don't have none of us there to represent. How is it that these
Right.
people is in Atlantic City talking about black men's mental health and they ain't got no black men there? They ain't got none of the people there
Right.
that in you know what I'm saying, the topic of discussion there to talk about it. You got old people who sitting
Right.
up in the sticks somewhere and a whole bunch of women talking on our issues. You know what I'm saying? And our issues is
That
we
had a
keep being
conference.
we keep being brainwashed and misrepresented and poisoned and all of this. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere we turn, we got negative images of people making us look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what you're trying to
Look at
convey
that.
here?
Right. They still
You
call
know
the
what I'm
NAACP. You know that's a problem.
These people and they
About this shit like this.
antics, I tell you.
Symbolism everywhere you go. You can't get away from it. So they got the white girl buying the black dude all the snacks and shit at the store and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See the bullshit? What are you trying to imply? You know?
I'm happy.
What are you trying to?
Like he just eat all that shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That she,
Nigga got a Slurpee and a soda.
She got the card, so they let you know who bought the shit, right? She bought the shit.
Right.
So is we always being misrepresented and made to be a fool and made to be holding somebody else's coattail? I just seen that they picked Marlon Wayans to be Robin, and then they changed it for Chris O'Donnell. I'm glad they didn't make him Robin, because we don't need to keep being people's black superheroes and shit. And just like black sidekicks and shit. And just like in that Buzz Lightyear movie, when them people was trying to give me hell on Instagram, talking about I'm exaggerating this whole attack on black people and black men. You know, sure enough,
Oh, man.
that guy. And now I made that video before I even seen the damn movie, and I went to watch the movie just to back up the claims that I made. And sure enough, in that movie, the evil black man in the movie is trying to stop Buzz Lightyear from going back to his planet, and he's down with the military, super cop, gun-ho, over chauvinistic type dude, and he chasing around the white man and the black girl. You know what I'm saying? Who is in the lifestyle, who's living an alternative lifestyle, but somehow, some way, she had not one child, but a grandchild who's look identically like her, but it ain't no man or particularly black man in the equation of this woman's life, right? Disney at its finest,
Right.
you know? And we discussed how just Disney is being targeted for some child sex trafficking situations, you know what I'm saying? But that's another can of worms. You know,
Right.
I wanted to pull this up about let me double back real quick. Hold up. Let me see this real quick. Let me see what this is. I think this
one was violent. It was caught on camera, and it reveals what can happen if you try to resist in these cases. This carjacking happened on Tuesday night just before 6 p.m.
I'm gonna start the video over.
Outside of
shout out to StreamYard for starting video.
Now 6:34 on this Thursday morning, and Philadelphia police are looking for a group of teenagers involved in a brazen carjacking captured in surveillance video that you see on your screen right now. Police say the victim was leaving work when he was attacked by the group. With more on that story, let's check in with Eyewitness News reporter Ross DiMattei. He's live at police headquarters for us. Good morning, Ross. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Janelle. According to Philadelphia police, there have been nearly 700 carjackings in the city so far this year. This one was violent. It was caught on camera, and it reveals what can happen if you try to resist in these cases. This carjacking happened on Tuesday night just before 6 p.m. outside of a body shop in Olney. The owner of that body shop believes that 7 total suspects were involved. He believes all of them were teenagers between the ages of 15 and 17 years old. They appear to be hiding in this video behind a couple of black SUVs, waiting for traffic to clear to make their move. And then you see one of those suspects slowly walks up to the victim's vehicle and opens the driver's side door. At first, the owner of the body shop says his employee refused to get out of the car. And that is when 2 of those teenagers started attacking him, taking turns, punching and kicking the victim. Police say at least 2 of those attackers were armed.
It is concerning. It's not only in front of my business, but it's happening everywhere.
Why did they cut the video?
You know, things like that need to stop.
They're always doing this, yo. All the movies,
the 62-year-old
all the commercials.
Victim suffered injuries to his face before those teenagers took off, appearing to leave behind one of their accomplices. After driving around and searching the area, the owner of the body shop says they were able to find his employee's car. And detectives searched that stolen vehicle for any clues that may lead them to the attackers, but so far, no arrests have been made in this case. And the owner of that body shop is encouraging everyone to always lock your doors whenever you can and to always be aware of your surroundings. He believes that could have made a difference in this case. We're live outside of police headquarters. Ross DiMattei, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Good pointers there, Ross. Thank you for that.
Big record labels
now
big record labels paying money to project this image of this brazen thug and all of this, right? Why y'all never go step to these record labels and say, yo, why y'all keep glorifying this negative lifestyle to these young young black boys? Why y'all doing this? Because this is ultimately leading to kids getting locked up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why they don't do nothing about that? You know what I'm saying? You know, let's double back real quick. You know,
is the search for an alleged.
That's current.
Searching for a man wanted in a violent attack.
Philadelphia police releasing a picture
you know what I'm saying?
Of the suspect accused of sexually assaulting a woman on a SEPTA platform.
Monday night, I'm Shari Williams alongside Gray Hall. The big story on Action News tonight is the search for an alleged rapist.
Yeah, Philadelphia police saying they want you to see the pictures of the man that they say sexually assaulted a woman at gunpoint. Action News reporter Annie McCormick live in Hunting Park with details on this investigation. Annie.
Because 7 take away 1 is 6.
Yeah, Gray, that's right. Detectives still looking for any leads or tips that the public may have as that suspect still remains on the loose. And talking to avid SEPTA riders tonight. They consistently seem to say the same thing. They want a greater police presence, not only in the city of Philadelphia, but on SEPTA as well.
See?
Nope.
Pause it. See,
that's what they didn't say.
This is the narrative that they push. Why you ask the question? Why would they make a fake story? Why would they do that? Because they can push this narrative. You know that people are asking for more police on SEPTA and on the streets
on SEPTA.
overall.
Yep.
So they trying to turn where you live at and where you commute at more into a militarized police state. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What part of that don't you understand? So all right, where are they gonna get these police soldiers? Where they going? Oh, excuse me, I done fucked up my own shit. I tried to build it up, but I spilled my own beans. Where they gonna get these police officers from? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Military soldiers. You see, that's already happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you got a militarized police state. So you have military soldiers now coming in as police officers using their military tactics on civilians.
Mm-hmm.
It's not peace officers now. There's no more peace officers.
Yep.
Y'all remember peace officers in the neighborhood? There's no more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's people that got bulletproof windows and riot gear style shit and assault weapons and shit ready to fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
They keep telling you to ban assault rifles while they keep arming the police with more military style equipment. See how that shit go?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well,
he is armed and dangerous. He is armed and dangerous.
this is the man police are looking for, wanted for rape.
Hey, where's his 30 stick?
Around 4:30 Monday morning
Where's
on
his
the
extended clip?
platform of the Snyder SEPTA station.
They said he had an extended clip. Where is it?
2100 block of South Broad Street.
Our survivor was with a boyfriend of
Where?
hers. We know
Go back to
that
the
she
picture.
was trying on some clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And they were down there. You don't see anybody else in the video. And then
You don't see nobody else in the video.
arrives at
Why we don't see the video?
Pointed the gun at
blurred out when
the boyfriend and put the gun at
y'all know how to blur that shit out.
back of our survivor, and
it ain't no damn video.
and proceeded to demand that sex.
The man police are looking for, seen wearing
They ain't recorded yet.
a gray NASA sweatshirt, riding a bike, headed north on Broad Street, leaving the crime scene. SEPTA riders say it's another crime
You telling me nobody would,
on the public transit line.
I'm not
surprised. Crime's out of control.
At 4 o'clock in the morning.
They need a lot of cops down here.
They had the shooting the other day when the young boy got shot. They just need more police, safety officials, and things like that.
More
Last
police.
week on the platform at the 15th Street station around noon, a 14-year-old allegedly shot a 19-year-old. The victim was hit multiple times.
Why the fuck are you
A suspect was taken in.
having sex or whatever the fuck you doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because I guarantee you this. If it was more cops on the street and more cops in the subway station, them people wouldn't have been down there changing their clothes or having sex or whatever the fuck they was doing.
Right.
So maybe people need to stop doing dumb shit and getting their own self and being in their own way. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems to me like these people was in their own way. Because whether you having sex in the subway station or changing clothes, the $1 million question is, what the fuck are you doing there? Why are you in there? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Something to consider. You know,
He could have said changing clothes. He said trying on clothes.
I don't want to sound like a bad guy, but you know, these people is trying to make us look crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hey, and don't they got cameras on the platform? Why they ain't show that? They got cameras on the platform. I know they do in Frisco. And you would have seen every angle of that
shit. That's what I was
shit.
just saying. That's what I was just saying. Like they knew how to edit out the footage with the old head boy getting attacked by the kids. They knew how to edit him out. Why they ain't edit them out?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm still trying to figure out how Mr. Houdini right here pulled out a 30 shot extended clip handgun from out of nowhere.
From out the sweats? You would have seen it sticking out.
Fucking ladder. Like you telling me he had a ladder. Where that shit would be sticking out. So
Yep.
let me guess.
On the bike.
He wasn't loaded. It wasn't loaded, right?
Hell no. That's just bad math. You can't show me what that dude with that outfit on and told me he had a 30 stick on it.
Right.
You can't.
Nonsense, man. Stop it. Stop it.
The officer would tell you couldn't have had it. These people out of line like a patient. And once they tell you, and they said he had a Glock style gun, which means what? It was boxy? Was it XD?
Like, did y'all hear it? These police officers, listen, police officers look at and handle guns and stuff all day. They know what gun, they know the names of guns. And this dude bubbling through his sentence, just like these people be saying, oh, the long gun. What the fuck is the long gun? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what kind of gun that is. But yeah, but when you when you making up a fairy tale on the spot, yeah, you might not know what gun, because you got so many different gun types in your head. You don't know which one to say, so you'll just say the Glock style gun. I don't know. What kind of Glock? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you know the difference.
It was
It's ridiculous, yo. Y'all gotta critically think, and that's all we doing. You know, we encourage people to critically think. And we show you back the shit that these people are saying to you and say, listen, think about what they're saying to you. Pay attention. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing, man. You know?
So we function with equations. This plus this equals this. And remember back in school where they had the two numbers on each side and they had the equal sign in the middle? If it didn't equal, put a line through it. That's what we're doing.
Forehead drummer with the motherfucker from P Valley. P Valley writer.
Wait, what?
He
they always
blasts
talk
my
about
homie
they're talking about the plight of black men,
saying the gay scene was too much.
You know, all the different disrespect that we see on black men, and everywhere you look, you see somebody misrepresenting us and making us look crazy. Man, either we lusting over women that ain't ours, or they making us look like we bending our genders and you know, leaving our moral obligations and our family obligations. You know, they're always making us look bad. You know, so this is Corey Holcomb right here, who was talking on a I believe this is a podcast, and you know, about the things that he's seen, and you know, a lot of the rhetoric surrounding this very disrespectful show on Stars called P Valley, and we all know what the P is. You know, this pushing P.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is just crazy. Just check what my man is saying right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Had the scene where they were sleeping with each other.
Struggle stream.
In that
you know?
P Valley. I've never seen P Valley. Not once. You will not stud horse a TV show with niggas in lipstick and stretch pants and motherfucking cat suits. That ain't my demographic. Well, every man who watched P Valley is interested in some shit they shouldn't be interested in. Quote it.
But isn't the majority of
Quote it, motherfuckers. Say I said it and watch me stand on it. Go ahead,
isn't
my bad.
no. I'm just gonna say, isn't the majority of the story supposedly about like strip clubs of females?
I don't know what it's about.
Marcus said yes.
They try to mix that shit in with the
But isn't that kind of what's happening out there?
If you're a man who watch P Valley, you are interested in shit you should not be interested in.
Boom.
Facts.
Somebody said, "Don't watch it."
If you gotta,
don't support.
If you gotta go, if you gotta go through dick to watch some ass, nigga.
There it is.
This just in: a news officer is reportedly fired for saying the N-word on the dispatcher. We'll get to that later.
What?
Because you said you liked it. you were watching it.
I said what?
A couple weeks ago, you said that you asked him, like,
Busting him out.
You were saying that you like.
Do remember, I want my DJ Glue shit. Do remember, N-word is brown spelled backwards.
The show.
I ain't never told you I like that. Now you make it up.
You said you like P Valley.
You know I ain't never told you that.
Okay, what'd you say when you brought it up that week? What was the
I
question?
said I started watching that shit to cut that shit off.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yes, I did.
Gonna look that up.
That's what he gonna say on
Look that
camera.
up. No, my niece
What
had
do
it.
the niggas do in the strip club?
Let me tell you. Oh.
D, what they do?
No, honest to God, honest and truly, I was at my niece's last week and she had it on. It was playing, and I said, that's that show that they brought up on the show a couple weeks ago? Mark is like so many. And she said, yeah, it gets kind of wrong. And the moment that those dudes start going to happen to be that episode, she said, ooh, it's not really this bad, D. And I was like, really? Because it was pretty graphic.
Do the men be stripping?
Stripping, they had sex. There was two guys on it. When I walked into her house, it literally was playing.
Never watch that shit.
I was like, what? I thought this was a female strip club story. She said the majority it is. But she said, wow, she didn't expect that.
So men be buzzing down to make money on this show? God damn, the world is over.
That's JJ.
Man. And what y'all got cold
sure.
over there to drink? I feel like I had the hot.
We need a drink on that.
That nigga look like he said cool.
What you got in your hand? Oh, okay. That nigga, they over there.
Got a burrito.
Welcome is turned up, man.
Goddamn it over there.
I swear to goodness, I walked in and
They try to
my
silence
said it
masculinity,
on
man.
her TV, and I
And
was
they
like,
don't
oh,
want
that's
us,
the
speaking
show.
out about us being misrepresented.
And right
and
then
they
and
wanna
there, that
just,
moment came on. I was like,
make us
uh-oh.
look like
This
I
is
hope
pretty,
that writer don't
something that
talk
we
shit
ain't,
about
man.
me, but
You know
I'm
what
here
I'm
to tell you,
saying?
motherfucker.
I'm gonna just say that, you know.
pretty graphic.
In this show, it got men doing this. I don't know how.
Yes,
I don't know how.
disrespectful, man.
Yeah. What? I never seen Brokeback Mountain. What about you, Marcus?
No.
Nope.
I did. I went and saw it by
Me
myself.
neither.
Never had
Why
it.
y'all? Why is anybody concerned with things like that?
I did.
What about you, Naia?
Right.
Never
It's
saw it?
not entertainment.
Don't be
No,
shy,
that's
Right.
babe. Did you see it?
I liked it because I like both those actors, so I
She
went,
said I
nobody
liked
wanted
it.
to go see it with me,
I
so I
started
went by
watching that
myself.
P Valley
Like, all right, like, I want
because
to
they
take
were
a
talking about
moment
them
as like that
them-
video is pretty much over, but all right, just take a minute, think for a minute. How sick is that? How sick is it to have someone else's sexual preference as your entertainment? That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
I just want y'all to look in the mirror real quick. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I gotta be a mirror,
Right.
and I just gotta show you yourself. That's a real sick behavior to be concerned with somebody else's sexual preference, and you use somebody else's sexual preference and somebody else's sexual endeavors as your entertainment. That is sick.
Right.
And you might
Right.
need some help. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Just like I had to tell the
You know what I'm
person
saying?
that was watching that shit.
Like
Like
when people
what the fuck is that?
It'd be crazy because people be calling me a weirdo, but that's weird. That's weird that
Right.
somebody else's sexual preference and sexual endeavors are your entertainment. What kind of creepy shit is that?
Right.
Like, just take a moment to marinate that. What kind of creepy shit is that for somebody else's sexual endeavors and their sexual preference to be your entertainment?
Or your business.
I think somebody else, that's past your business. You know what I'm saying? That's past your concern. You know, for it to be your entertainment, that's sick. Like, it's one thing to be like, hey, I don't want my kids to be this way, or I'm concerned for a family member who chooses to do these things. That's one thing. But for that to be your entertainment?
Right.
Fam.
Yeah,
Fam.
I was appalled.
I
was
if you
disgusted.
come and sit next to me if I know that about you and you sit next to me at the lunch table, I'm moving somewhere else.
I'm moving.
I don't want to sit at the lunch table with
Mhm.
weirdos. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
Be like, my eyes are up here, homie.
and just so you understand, a weirdo is a sexual connotation. You know what I'm saying? It's a reference to being queer. So people who do weird things or queer things are labeled as weirdos. You know what I'm saying? So you are definitely and definitively a weirdo if someone else's sexual preference is your entertainment. I rest my case on that. So thumbs down on P Valley in any story like that.
Boo. Mhm.
I had to give it a thumbs down. I wish I had.
I got to give it the finger. I give it the finger.
I wish I had an extra set of arms so I could give it 4 thumbs down.
Hey,
You know what
no,
I'm
you got to
saying?
give it this finger. This one when you don't care enough to give your very best. For sure. Mhm. It's crazy though.
You know, they disrespect, on the regular. Now, if y'all remember this clip right here, let's reiterate on this right here. I got to get to the chart because my phone is hot.
Anyone that's progressive enough for you?
Now watch this.
Well, first, let me say off the top, thank you so much for having me. When I hear names like Rahm
Struggle Stream
Emanuel being floated as part of Biden's cabinet, considering the fact that he covered up the murder of Laquan McDonald in Chicago, considering the fact that he closed over 50 elementary schools and 30 mental health institutions, it's incredibly alarming and.
Yep.
Yep.
So how's that for mental health awareness and the plight of black
Right.
We lost the congressman-elect there.
They got him right
You
out
lost
there.
him.
Bring him back at some other point.
Yeah, I'm not. Why am I not surprised that they lost him? Right? Because that's a black man. First of all, it's a black man not fitting the narrative that they put out on TV. A man who's speaking clear and concise, and he's outing people who you want to think are swell guys. You know what I'm saying? And conveniently, they snatched him, and that black woman know what time it is. Look at her face. It's a shame that our sisters are aiding and abetting these criminals. She know that man was saying the truth, and it's not good enough to talk to him on the phone later and say, hey, man, you were speaking the truth. You got to stand up the same way he's standing up. You know what I'm saying? Look at her face.
She like, if I say anything else, they finna crucify me.
Shame. They trying to make her think that she ain't even her. Look at her.
Right. They're like, you light skinned. You all right? Wow. You all white with them.
As long as you do the dirty work, we'll give you a pass. It'll be just like you're one of us. You know what I'm saying?
Until they're done with you.
I'm out here.
Then they get involved with sex trafficking.
There's no Jaws down here. Now, did you notice? Did anybody notice all of the symbolism that they had with Jaws in our stores and Five and Below and on TV and all that? And then they had real life stories of people getting bit by sharks close to the shoreline. Now, one thing about Jaws which made it fiction, was because sharks don't come to the shoreline to hunt. That's what made it fiction. But when real life people start getting bit by sharks near the shoreline, there was cause for concern. And one of those concerns was that the fertilizer runoff was causing some involuntary or necessary growth near the coastal regions. Not to mention the pollution and contamination out there in the deep sea, in the ocean, that the sharks might be trying to get away from. They don't want to mention that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But for some reason or another, sharks are coming to the coastline and will continue to come to the coastline. Those are their words, not mine. You know, and threaten people. And you know, I'm down here at the watering hole before I go and charge up my phone. And you see some parasitic waters out here. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Flesh eating amoeba. It's a beautiful day out there.
I'm just saying, you know.
Right.
I'm just saying. So we gotta walk this over here because it is 100 degrees outside. Not particularly where I am, but I'm eating up the clock.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I did a little odd job down here that was to no avail, and I was just eating up the clock because in 100 degrees, supervisors change direction and turn hill. So, you know, some of us low-level people, we benefit from people's, what's that word that they use? Insubordination. Yeah. That part.
Right. That part.
Ooh, all right. Hold on. You're making that transition. Hold on. Not yet. It is hot as hell.
Oh, yes.
More along the south shore of western Nassau County, one after another. Beaches closed to swimmers. Red flags popped up on Jones Beach and here along Atlantic Beach, where 2 alert lifeguards sounded the alarm just after noon.
From June 30th to July 13th, 5 individuals.
Now, hey, and about that girl out there in Philly, I was talking about that monkeypox.
I know you hear the radio where they talking about sharks when I get in the whip.
As soon as you got in the whip.
Exactly.
Have been going down by a penny or two.
Exactly.
According to AAA Mid-Atlantic, the national average for the price of a gallon is $4.46. It's $4.65. And
Pricing a hurricane impact, let alone a hurricane probability cone in the Gulf of Mexico.
And that's live down Rehearsed.
And says that the recent drop in prices is more than information and drivers should not assume that.
All right, so we back. I know y'all can hear the radio. Not the universe intended. They're on the radio. They're talking about shark attacks. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I'll just leave that there for you to stew
over. A comedian once brought up the fact that it.
Clearly.
Can
you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you.
It's hot as the devil out there. Hot air out of some of that hot
Can you hear me now?
Out the will.
Yep.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You can hear me? Might gotta turn that up.
All right, I can hear you now. Yeah.
All right. All right, I heard part of your speaker.
Struggle streaming. You know? Hold on 1 second. Let me plug up my joint.
I can't hear you.
Hold on. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth in your face.
There you are.
Control that mouse. Control that mouse in your face. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
There we go. So, question: Did you hear them talking about sharks when I got back in the car on the radio?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Well, just as long as that audio, I just needed that to be clear so people can see where it's at, see where the glow is coming from, see where the shining is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what I mean? It was talking about, the shark attacks on the radio as I was getting in the car from talking over there. You know, y'all can rewind the video, and I don't have to say much to prove myself anymore. So, we're just moving into that part of the world where, it's, a lot of shit is just more obvious. Just like, like I said in 2020, I said, it's 2020, it's new. The first video I made, I said, it's the new year, let your vision be clear. And your vision gonna be clear whether you like it or not. And, y'all can attest that was true, right? You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's kind of spooky like that, but hey.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where were we?
No, you're on the right track.
Get back in the car. We had to get back in the car. It was hot out there. My phone was suffering, so I had to take it to the car. Put my little tarp over top of the phone so it don't get burnt up. I got the air on. I'm in the room with the servers. I got to cool off the phone and all that fancy shit. It's too hot out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
right.
Right. We simmering down now. So it's cooling down. We're cooling down now.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So where were we?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about black men being disrespected in the news. Constantly bad images. We're going to do a video, a movie. We're going to review a movie. In the future, we're going to review a movie called Undercover Brother Part 2. And we're going to review a movie called Soul Man, a movie that is banned, actually, that they don't want people ever to see again. A movie called Soul Man.
That they even came out with some shit.
A disrespectful blackface movie on how
Mm-hmm. Brother froze out for a second. Back in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll be right back. For surely. Man, holding it down. Philadelphia. We're taking care of both coasts because, they've been trying to high post and trying to have shit all in between there. I don't know if you see this. Say, be the one who we call. PopeNENT.com. I had to figure out how that thing worked. Sign up before time's up. I mean, we're doing the whole little scenario situations. And it's official. Like a referee blowing a whistle. I mean, it's time and time again, you know what I mean? We putting these things together because, hey, nobody else is doing it. People consider themselves to be conscious, but yet and still they just bypassing it and missing the point. Because, we're supposed to be bringing individuals to a higher level. And if we stay stuck in the same, nobody can get comfortable on any level because there's a level above that. And you know how we putting it together. You see, we up and at 'em, up early, coming together, making sure they ain't finna pull the wool over our eyes. Nowadays, they just pull anything over your eyes. They don't care. So the brother be back in just a hop, skip, and a jump. And in the meantime, between time, you see out here in Cali, it's excruciating heat around these times. Been 100 plus, and man, it's good to be indoors. For folks that ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's got to make up things for folks too, and you know, keep you some water around, because you know some of these folks have been subjected to going to the Poconos, and I've seen people like damn near falling out on the regular, and whether it be from their breathing or whether it be from them wheezing or needing water, right now is the most important. Because I remember when folks used to, you know, them cats that be taking them hot meds and shit, you know, them folks too, they need assistance. So, you know, you got to go out there and take care. When you see folk, make sure, you know, they doing what they're supposed to. And it ain't nothing to look out. Water free, some places. Yep. Hold on. Hello. Hold on 1 second. Rory, back in? Hold on. Yep, for surely. Hold on, let me check say we got folks in the house like a kitchen. You see? I know I ain't got to buzz the brother in. Oh, okay, you tapped in. For sure. Gotta take that call real quick. Holding the fort down. Man, you see it's a heat wave too. From all across this planet. Hotter in places that it ain't never been. But, you know, since then, we came across a few things. We're learning, sharing quotes and taking notes. I see the brother going to be able to buzz in a minute. Now, yep. And then that, look, we almost on that first hour too. I'm going to bring it up, show what's going on, how we getting further. It's a beautiful thing. Now, as he's sliding back through, we've been working on, you know, some material, and to be able to do these lives like how we're supposed to. So feel free to Cash App, donate, share if you care, share if you don't care, because there's somebody that care enough for the both of us, and that's true life. All right. You was just in. See ya. There you are. Yep. Yo.
Struggle streaming like a motherfucker. I ain't getting no.
Struggle streaming.
Yeah. Phone acting dumb. Phone overheated or whatever the fuck happened. I don't even know.
Right. This the end of the first hour anyway.
Let me take this shit down real quick. Hold on. I had that shit plugged up right there. Got me on
I can hear the wind too. Oh yeah, there you are. Can hear you clear.
All right, you can hear me now? All right,
Yeah, I can hear you clear.
Struggle streaming at its finest.
Yes,
Or at
sir.
its
Yes,
worst,
sir.
Depending on how you looking at it.
Right.
Depending on how you looking at it. All right.
As long as you get the message.
So, you know, it make it hard for a brother. You know what I'm saying? That's why we struggle streaming in the first place. You know, try to make you look bad, so people judge you on a crooked report card and say you can't do this and you can't do that, and don't ever factor in the fact that somebody tampered with the whole exam in the first place. You know what I mean?
Right. You only got a hole in your paper because they put it there.
All right. One more part of the equation. Here we go. All right. Now let's get out of here. All right. Well, now where was I? So I got some things. I had some more things in the slide. I just had to switch phones, and my whole situation just got disrupted because of the heat. There's no joke out here. It's really hot as shit. Especially for these phones, you know. And that's like the main thing, like, you know, phones don't do well with heat, so, you know what I mean?
Right.
It is what it is. So what we got going on in the news, man? I got some other shit in the slide. I just gotta when I can get to a safe spot, I can look at my phone. You know
Well, let's talk about this monkeypox situation that happened out of Philly. Here, we got to play the video because it didn't let me share it correctly, but I was able to upload it. But check this. Let me see.
It's absolutely crazy to me. And I'm going to try and do this in 3 minutes. Sunday morning, I woke up with an insane rash on my forehead and chest. I thought, okay, if this doesn't go away by tomorrow, I'm going to go to urgent care. I go to urgent care the very next day. They say, oh, that's MRSA. I said, okay, well, can we test it to make sure? They said, oh, yeah, if you want. They take a culture, they say it'll take 3 days to come back, give me an antibiotic, but tell me to see my PCP immediately. So I see my PCP immediately. She says, oh, it's a rash. Gives me an antibiotic. So in my mind, I know that it's not just a rash. I can tell that something's wrong. So I call urgent care and I'm just like, hey, is there any way you can test that for monkeypox? They said, monkeypox? I said, yeah, that disease that's going around? They said, yeah, we don't do that. So I get a third opinion, see another PCP. I go in, she says, let me go get my colleague. So now I have 2 doctors staring at me. They both say, I have no idea what this is. You can go back to work. So I'm driving home, tell my boss I can come back to work. They call me 45 minutes later, said, do not go anywhere. We think this is monkeypox. Please go see this dermatologist tomorrow. So I make an appointment with that dermatologist. Let me also just mention, at the appointment, I mentioned, hey, do you think this is monkeypox? And they said, what's monkeypox? So Thursday comes around, the day of my dermatology appointment. The doctor calls me and says, we're canceling your appointment. We're not dealing with that. And I quote, call the CDC, is what they told me. I call the CDC. The CDC says, call your PCP. The lady I talked to at the CDC had no idea what she was talking about. Couldn't answer any of my questions. I have not been able to get tested anywhere. Doctors have refused to see me. And I have this mysterious and painful rash all over my face, chest, arms, back. And meanwhile, 3 doctors had no idea what I was talking about when I said, "Is this monkeypox?" So if you're wondering how COVID got spread around so easily, for 2 years we were locked down and millions of people died, it's because the CDC has no idea what they're doing. Nobody's educated, not even doctors. And doctors will refuse to see.
I don't know what's going on with that lady, but these people definitely know what monkeypox is. Monkeypox is not some brand new thing. It's been around since the 70s. You know, they even using old pictures, you know, to get this shit popping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right.
You know, unless this lady was really just giving a runaround, or she just making up a video. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. You know what I mean? But maybe they're not ready to take center stage yet, so they just kept giving it a runaround.
Right.
But one thing is to consider is like the fear that's embedded in people, where it's like you're told something and you're not quite sure what it is, but you think that's what it is. And the thing about that is that you know, if you go around to enough doctors, they'll tell you what you want to hear. It don't mean that's what it is. But you know, it's like, all right, if that's what you want it to be, okay, well, yeah, this is what it is, and I'm gonna need you to do this and that, and I'm gonna need you to pay this. You know, there's doctors out there that are cashing on your fear, you know. But you know, that's why it's good to do your independent research, right?
Right.
And start researching instead of stop trying to delegate other people to know what you should know. You know what I'm saying? Because once again, you know, if you want something to be something, there's a doctor out there that will make it so.
Right. And you know, the whole thing is you also will manifest. Yes, you also can manifest what it is that you thinking in your mind too, because your mind works way harder than you think. And a lot of people think themselves into being
like
sick.
The same way that they got the Bloviz shit popping, they made. Remember, they kept telling people like, all right, the Poconos is limited, and only certain people can go to the Poconos, and not everybody is going to be able to get a ticket to the Poconos. And everybody like, I want to go to the Poconos. Take me to the Poconos.
Right.
You just gotta wait and say, okay, everybody.
Right.
They make you want something that you didn't even need. They just made you want it and told you. They just say, "Oh, you better get it while supplies last." It's marketing 101. They say, get it while supplies
now
last.
available in your area.
You got it over here, but only, and then they make it an elitist thing. Oh, and then you got the jerks out here that be like, oh yeah, I went to the Poconos. As soon as the Ticketmaster opened up, I went to the Poconos. I went to the Poconos the first week it came out. Oh, that ain't nothing. I got to the Poconos a week before everybody else did. You know what I'm saying?
And I went back.
It's like, it becomes this hierarchy. Oh man, that ain't nothing. I went to the Poconos 2-3 times, and I bought a brochure home for my kids. You know what I'm saying? You know, so these same people, so these same elitist people that got to have the first to everything, they get the first to they get the first to the Poconos tickets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They had Ticketmaster trying to get to the Poconos first before anybody.
Right.
And they're gonna do it again. Right. They're gonna do it again for the MPV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah. And that's real talk, because you know it's people that's always trying to jump out in front of the line, you know, skip the line, and you was hearing people that was using people's fake names just so they can get the Poconos, you know, just so they can go. You know what I'm talking about? The weather ain't even right, and they want to go. Right. They ain't even heard what was over there. They just know that, you know what I mean, it was something called the Poconos, and they want to go.
You just want to go. You just want to go. They're out of season. Like it's just the Shining or something. Like here's Johnny or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you running around.
Jersey Shore.
Like you running around chasing a bundle of sticks with an axe or something. So waiting for May 1st. Waiting for May 1st.
Right.
Asking niggas if they want ice cream in their mind and shit. All right, that's too much sauce. I'm gonna leave that alone, man. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's too much sauce right there. You know what I mean?
You didn't drip too much on them. Extra sauce, please.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I like speaking in code. You know, it's like, damn, Mario,
Right.
I can get away with what I want to say, and they can't flag me for it. You know what I mean?
Right. Little taste. It ain't sharp.
You know, little extra sauce on the take home.
Right.
Cup, you know, ain't about nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It ain't like a parfait or something.
But you know, people, but you know, they stand in line for the Poconos. They can't wait. They can't wait. And that's how they get you. You know, they get you. They make you feel like that. For you to be the first to have something that makes you an exclusive elite person that everybody has to bow down to. The same way they do with the iPhones and, you know, all this other thing. You know, the Jordans. Right. You know what I'm saying? All the same thing. They build up the hype for it. You know what I'm saying? They make you want it. They make you say, "Oh yeah, I'm the first person to have this." You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, they make you go for a raffle now for some shoes. Right. You got to do a raffle out here for some damn shoes now. That shit crazy. You're like, you out of line. Like, I don't give a fuck if they do come out.
But now now in your opinion, did this lady look like? Did she look like she had the MP? I don't think she looked like she had the MP because the MP is basically herpes. You know what I'm saying?
Oils, yeah.
All that shit, like
exactly.
when we I do gotta say this. You know, we broke this story before anybody else about the whole monkey situation. You know what I'm saying? We showed the blueprint about the gameplay that they had for this shit, how they was gonna roll it out on May 15th, and sure enough, they rolled it out on May 15th. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people is, you know, they letting Jesus take the wheel and they not paying attention. But you know, once you be up on the side of somebody's house, I think you're gonna start to pay attention. You know what I mean? Because Jesus can't be swerving in that excursion forever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody light pole gonna get taken out. You know what I mean?
Right. He on three-way with somebody right now. He had to take that.
Yeah.
He got a mass shooting going on.
If you let Jesus take the wheel, he gonna guide you to the light, all right. He gonna guide you right to that light. He gonna guide you right to that light pole, wrap you around it. You know, take responsibility of yourself. You know, only you can prevent cognitive dissonance, man. You can take responsibility for yourself. You know what I mean? It's real shit. You know.
Bottom line, that's what that really means. Because you know what I mean. We still got to take the wheel.
What we got here? My phone was overheating, and I had to let that joint calm down.
Shit, and my shit charging right now.
I got some more slides that I want to throw up, but my phone was so hot that it wasn't even letting me do that shit. It wasn't letting me do nothing. So, no, you ain't doing shit. Cool.
What's up, dear? Yeah. Yep. Yep. We're gonna go out in a minute. Man, oh man. Come on, up. Breakfast? Hell yeah. Yeah, it's hot all across. Look, from California to Philly, it's hot as shit. It's now catching
everywhere in the world, you know, and that's it's impossible, man. Like, all right, like these people playing their harp, they playing with the harp right now, heating this up.
Right.
You know, it's the Hunger Games, all these different weird, crazy things happening. You know what I'm saying? It's not by accident. You know what I'm saying? All right, we back online, so let me get back in here. They got a heat map of the whole world, on turned up with heat right now. Now, trying to see if we can get Reese on here. Reese has some clips on that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send you the link. See if you can come on. Might be asleep. You know?
Right.
Listen. It's a smart move to sleep during this heat, man.
Yeah.
Especially if you know your AC is gonna work and your fans is working and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to fall asleep and you wake up in a pile of sweat. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
yeah,
sweating
it's
like
a
a
good,
slave
you know,
discussing freedom.
that's one thing that I've always adapted is work overnight, and then when it's hot as shit, you know, I can fall back, so I ain't got to be in the peak of the heat. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
That's a smart move.
That's
you
for
know?
real,
So
bro.
you ain't got to be out like a slave. And
Right.
shit. But, you know, not everybody can make that decision. You know, but shout out to
Right.
the people that can. You know. So I just sent him the link. Maybe he'll
Thinking
come
ahead.
on. I'm gonna try
Right.
to get him to come on and, you know, present some of the things that he wanted to present.
Yep, there you go. There you go. I heard him buzz in. You gonna pull him
Yeah,
in?
that wasn't that was I heard that. That was a sound. Was that me or was that him? No, that's me.
Yeah. Oh, that's you? Oh,
That
you
was me
came in.
coming
Okay.
on, yeah. Yeah, I said it so that the sound come on when somebody, so I don't inadvertently ignore somebody trying to get on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, because that's the issue with folks. Be like, I didn't see you. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah, I'll be like, man, yep, same shit. I didn't see you.
Yep.
You know, ain't never-
Look how the
no
menu
person-
work. Be like, if you're looking at my menu and you see what I see. So I beat up. And that's another thing. With the heat, also turn up people's attitude. It's a whole lot of people that's you know, I didn't seen like 4, 5, 10 fights already in the last couple of days. Everybody hella irate and irritated and probably got some
Yeah.
shit floating around inside of them.
But you know, they trying to create that landslide effect, you know, and they want
Right.
people to be subdued and be succumbed by, you know, preventable illness, as they say. You know what I'm saying? And even
Right.
when you think about the indentured servitude, you know, I got a clip from 2009 that I got to rifle through my archives and show y'all that where they talked about Agenda 21, and they said how they wanted to reduce, you know, the population, and they wanted to make people basically that was left to be indentured servants. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like you see the rise of the youth, all of the different service work. You know, Tasker, you know, DoorDash, you know, Grubhub, Uber. You know, all these different services that are basically having you to act like an indentured servant. Now, when you think, you know, when
Right.
it first come out, you know, people could make substantial income, but a lot of this thing was crafted like a perfect storm, so that once the inflation hit, you got people working for
Yep.
minimum wage, and it's hard for them to even stop working because they've centered their whole lifestyle around this income, and now they can just make barely enough to pay their bills and make ends meet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's almost like
Right.
a trap. And then, not to mention the long-term debt that they put you in and don't tell you about. So, you know, when you're doing
come taxes.
You know, when you're doing deliveries and shit, you know, you're supposed to make quarterly payments, and you want to have an LLC, you know, in place so that, you know, you can get the tax business credits, and a lot of the expenses that you run up while you're working, you know, can be absorbed, you know, through your business. But, you know, these things they don't tell you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these things, they basically, you know, set people up, you know, to trap them, you know, back into indentured servitude. You know what I'm saying? It's not a joke. It's
You
real
owe
good,
them.
you know.
And all these people that got credit and shit like that during this time, and they using their credit and not knowing they got to pay these people back. There it is there.
Like right now, they talking about how these is the worst times for housing since in the past 15 years. And what did they say on the news? Oh, we want to make a program specifically for black people to give black people in these homes that are being developed. You think that's for your benefit? Now, on the surface, that you know, it's always good for a person to have a home, but you know, having a home and having all these increased mortgage and interest rates and all that, these people trying to hand strap you into they trying to hand strap you into a mortgage, which is basically a death deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And to have you know, running in money for them for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? So to pay for your house, you know, you'll be forced into indentured servitude. And then, you know what I'm saying? Or obviously we know what's gonna happen if you don't. If you know what I mean, they'll take your house and then you be, you know, in a fucked up predicament, obviously. So,
Right.
you know, a lot of it is bait and switch, you know, hook and snare type shit. You know what I mean? Where they lure you out with the bait and then they just trap you with the net, and you know what I'm saying? It is what it is from there.
And they don't believe in catch and release. That's what they don't do. Okay. That's you coming in now.
Yeah, I just run about the remote control in, you know.
That's right.
What we
That's
got
right.
What we got on the slide, the chop up, you know.
Right.
They keep saying something to me about share my screen. I can't even share my screen with a phone.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Well,
to
if you
do
put it on desktop view, you know what I mean, make it like a computer, you can.
Well, I don't know, but I wanted to talk about this shit right here. So let me introduce this little clip right here. A lot of people talking about this on social media. This whole issue with the kids being mistreated at the Sesame Place. So you know, let's roll the clip, and you know, then let's talk about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So these kids are supposed to be being mistreated because they're black, right?
Right.
They're being mistreated because they're black. The white kids are getting better treatment, you know, and the black parents, you know, are upset about this.
Who said it's okay, Big Bird?
That girl that was snapping on the front.
Hey! He wanted to doubt.
Wow.
At first I was thinking it was like, that they might be exaggerating. Then I start looking at it more close. I'm like, well, yeah, this does look intentional.
Yep.
Definitely looks intentional, you know. So, all right.
For those that don't know,
right
Sesame Place is out there.
Where is Sesame? I'm not even sure where Sesame is. Some lady pulled up on me the other day and asked me where Sesame Place was, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
It's in Pennsylvania.
I thought she was playing around.
Right.
I thought she was joking and shit. She was like, "Yeah, can you tell me where Sesame Street is?" And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
But yeah, it's around Pennsylvania somewhere, and
yeah,
it's sad that, you know, it's unfortunate that this is happening with children, you know, and it's unfortunate that black people are taking their children to Sesame Street and to Disneyland and all these different places and brainwashing their children, you know, with these images that they don't need in their head and not good for their overall development, you know.
Right.
Just think about the generations and generations that came up under Mickey Mouse and Sesame Street. That didn't do us any good. You know what I'm saying? So even if it wasn't a bad thing, which it is, it's still not beneficial. But for black people, for our people, it's not good for our children to be idolizing, images
Muppets
and people that don't look like them. You know, because it's already enough of that in the world. It's already enough icons and idols in the world that don't look like our people, that we be inadvertently worshiping and having our children worshiping, idolizing, and lessening love for ourselves and even our families. You know, like I'm one to always say that your parents should be your children's superheroes. You know what I'm saying? Your children shouldn't be wanting to get hugs from Mickey Mouse and fictional characters and walking grimaces or whatever these things are. You know what I mean? Muppets and you know what I'm saying? Like, your children shouldn't be idolizing these things.
Princesses and
you know,
shit.
And it's like we
Yeah.
aid and abet this nonsense when we take our children to these places and encourage them to like these people, buy them, spend money on this merchant stuff and all that. And it's like, man, we got African deities that could be, you know, praised like that. We have African, we got real black superheroes, black people that stood up for us, you know, and fought for us in real life, you know, that could be glorified and idolized in that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's sad that in this day and age, like you were saying the other day, there's kids that don't know who Malcolm X is, don't know who Marcus Garvey is, you know, don't know who these people are that are prominent people, but they know all about these nonsense characters, and it's like they know about them so much that it hurts them when they can't get a hug from them, you know. Grimace and the Hamburglar and the Sesame Street characters are not going to be beneficial to black children's lives. You know, so we go out our way. We go out our way. And you see how the lady pulled up on me and asked me where Sesame Street is? She was so hell-bent on getting these kids to Sesame Street that she just started asking strangers. She asked the evil black man on the street, the hoodlum. It was worth it because she's trying to get to the Sesame Street. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. She'll go into danger.
You know, just to spend her money and indoctrinate her kids. You know? And their kids go up thinking less of themselves and more of somebody else and more of fictional characters. People care more about fictional characters.
And let her not have taken it.
Right.
Let her not have found it. Those kids would have died. Yeah, those kids would have flipped out. They would have screamed their head off. She would have had a CPS called on them because she couldn't control the kids. It would have been so much shit going on. It would have been ugly. Because I've been seeing what happens when kids don't get what they want.
Shout out to Black Sands Entertainment, you know, that has a extensive catalog of, you know, cartoon characters that look like us, that's for us, that represent us. And, you know,
righteous.
He's doing real good, you know, on the charts with the app and the cartoons and all that. You know, go support him on Patreon.
That's what's up.
Black Sands comic books, you know what I mean? Black Sands, BSP comic books, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, check them out, man. You know, we need more positive imagery for our people to have our children to be proud of people that look like them and not fictional characters and all these other people that don't look like them. And no disrespect to them, but if you ever seen White Man's Burden, then you understand the psychological destruction that it does to a child to have an idol that doesn't look like them. You know what I'm saying? When you idolize something that doesn't look like you, you inadvertently start to not like yourself. And you want to make yourself look more like what you idolize. So for our people to love themselves more, they need idols. They need idols and deities that look like them. Everybody in the world has a deity that looks like them, and they try to take away our deities and make us look at somebody else's deity. And this is why we run after people who don't look like us. We trust people who don't look like us, and we demonize and hate and fight and try to kill people who look like us. So much so we got to tell each other to say, hey, stop the black on black violence. Because somebody has programmed us to hate each other. Hate each other and can't stand each other. And that narrative has to stop. It has to. You know. So if y'all stand with us,
backbiting,
and if y'all stand with us and doing something about this, you know, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe, you know, check out the website, you know what I'm saying? You know, help us do the damn thing. Donate if you don't hate. Share if you care. You know what I'm saying? If you come across vital information, it's your moral obligation to share it with the nation. You know, it is what it is.
That's right. Yeah.
Please.
I
would say please. You know, I'll close that point with please. But let's check out what your man who's about to retire has got to say. You know, allegedly your man Fauci talking about he gonna take a seat before the end of the term. And I wonder why is that? Maybe he's trying to avoid getting into trouble. You know
because they got indictments on that dude. They literally have
let's look at this little TikTok clip right here that we're not using to provide medical information, but we're just reviewing what's on social media and we're going to comment on it. So let's look at what's going on here.
There it is. Fair use.
Fair use. Is it playing or I don't know?
No, it's not playing.
I think I'm in the back home. Alright. So
it's serious, it ain't playing.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. It's got you a little choppy. There it is. Something changed.
Struggle stream.
Right.
I'm in a bad zone right now.
Right.
And I'm
It
going
had
like,
you struggle
I'm going
streaming.
yeah, we struggle streaming. Alright, we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to play it on the
That's you
other side.
again.
Maybe it might.
Right.
It might play it better on the other side. Hold on. No, I like. That's what I like to call it, the other side.
Oh yeah.
And I said, Mr. Vice President, by the way, even when you're offering it to the first responders, many of them didn't want to take it. So this idea everybody should take it, it didn't.
He literally said.
All right, I'm gonna stop this.
Affect everyone. That's literally what he said.
Oh my God!
And now
it's
they're
so
pushing
bad.
this other shit.
I'm trying to stop it. All right, so I'm gonna stop it,
right,
so I can play it on the other side more clearly. That shit is just way too
right,
choppy. I'm coming out the woods, so
right,
once I get out the woods, I should be able to get a better circuit going. Hold on.
right.
They just bumped me out, so I gotta come back in. I just got bumped out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm back in. All right,
Yep.
so
You're clear now.
I got some more bars now. All right.
Yep. Your vision clear too. So.
All right. Now you're gonna reload this clip up. Let's see what we got. All right. See what we got here.
You guys ready to see this? Got a video for you, Dr. Fauci. Check it out.
Since smallpox, as effective a vaccine as it is, has some rare but nonetheless potentially very serious toxic side effects. If you're immunosuppressed, it could be deadly.
Deadly.
If you're one of those people who have this strange myocarditis associated with it. So even though we accepted the toxicities.
So he's pretty much saying is they don't know who it's going to affect and how because there are toxins in the vaccine. That's literally what he's saying. So technically it could kill you and they're not held liable and they don't know what it's going to do to person per person.
Even though we accepted the toxicities of the smallpox vaccine, back then it was because there was active smallpox out there. So then we decided that we would not globally vaccinate the entire country. And by the way, the country would not have accepted being vaccinated. So we knew that. I mean, it was sort of like a fail-safe. And I said, Mr. Vice President, by the way, even when you're offering it to the first responders, many of them didn't want to take it. So this idea about kind of saying everybody should take it, it didn't make any sense.
He literally said it doesn't make sense for everyone to take it because there's no telling how it's going to affect everyone because everybody is different. That's literally what he said. And now they're pushing this other shit.
Hey, man. Did we not provide any medical advice? You know what I'm saying? That was just the bull on TikTok interpreting Fauci's words. You know, take it up with Fauci. You know what I'm saying? Why did he say that? What did he really mean? You know,
right.
That's for y'all to determine. You know, and for us to talk about. You know what I mean? So
right, right.
I know some things were said that if we said it and we said it before, they tried to flag us. You know, for that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's one thing to consider. You know what I mean? But
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that there, and I'm gonna play this other clip right here about. I'm gonna play this other clip about this heat situation. Now, a lot of people say that this heat situation is happening from global warming, and I'm gonna play this clip we played this clip before, but in reference to the whole world being hot at one time. We're gonna play this clip from the co-founder of the Weather Channel.
To your viewers, hello everybody.
What
There
I do-
is no global warming.
What I do wonder is when you see the government, when you see NASA, when you see other institutions say that 97% of climate scientists agree, do you think they're making it up? What I don't understand is how you
Well, that's a
square that.
manipulated figure, and let me explain it to you. The government puts out about $2.5 billion directly for climate research every year. It only gives that money to scientists who will produce scientific results that support the global warming hypothesis of the Democrat Party position. So they don't have any choice. If you're going to get the money, you got to support their position. Therefore, 97% of the scientific reports published support global warming. Why? Because those are the ones the government pays for, and that's where the money is. It's real simple, but that doesn't mean it's right.
What's going on here? Now, I let this ride. This was on the tail end of the other video. But, you know, I just want y'all to just look at, you know, some of the shit that these people is doing. And they ain't even telling you about. Like, got you worried about other shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's a whole nother can of worms. Or a can of magnetic slime robot worms. But, yeah,
Right.
but, you know, you saw what the boy said from the Weather Channel, you know, and it's something it's something to consider. Say again.
Mm-hmm.
But they ain't go through.
Not sure why.
Mm-hmm.
Probably ain't got it on there.
Yeah.
Motherfucking gas.
Mm-hmm.
That shit crazy.
Shout out to being able to get some.
Hold up. Let me show her. Oh shit. I can't even see what's on there because of my I'm on the Albert John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull over here real quick. Let me fix. Oh shit. Windows, door open, shit. Let me get out of here. Let me get my ass out of here. That shit ain't even funny though. We struggle streaming.
Right.
Struggle streaming to the fullest, man. You know what I'm saying?
By StreamYard. Struggle streaming by StreamYard.
That shit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is what it
That
is.
shit crazy.
You know.
We grinding.
For sure. Hey, we doing better than some, worse than others.
Yeah. I'm just about to try to clock out from this job that I'm at and shit.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken,
Sheldon.
then you know, somebody got paid. You know, somebody
Right.
got their money. You know what I mean? So that's
Right.
all good.
Righteous. Yep.
Let me check that out real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody definitely got paid.
Ka-ching.
All right, so where was we? We get sidetracked.
Oh, we was-
you know, because life.
Yeah,
life
yeah. We
happens.
was just talking about. Right. We was just on that robotic slime. aka that
Well,
new
I was
operating
talking
system.
about, I let that ride up there, but he was talking about the weather,
The
you know what I'm
climate.
saying? And,
Yeah.
and
Right.
the boy from the Weather Channel saying that this shit is bullshit. You know, now
Right.
they're saying I seen him saying on the news today that the caps is like melting and shit. So
Right.
South Pole, North Pole is melting, and it's like 50 or 70 degrees higher than normal and shit. So, you know, they talked about this shit back in like.
But is the water higher?
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. You know, they talked about that shit in 2009, where Al Gore was like, you know, the ocean levels is going to rise and, you know, cause all these typhoons and all these different kind of things. Like, you know what I mean? And,
Right on time.
you know,
While
these
they're playing the
people
harp,
just-
right?
You know, yeah, it's like all of these things that he said was going to happen, they got the capabilities to do with, and they don't even hide it. They got the capabilities to do with this HARP technology and shit. So,
Right.
I'm not
Like cloud
I'm not
seeding.
surprised that the Weather Channel boy is coming out and saying that, you know, the whole situation is fake. Now, I think he would know, being as though that he deals with weather and looks at a lot of the research and history of weather and the documentation,
Right.
the short history that they have of documenting weather. It's like less than 200 years of you know, data. You know what I'm saying?
That's agreed upon. You gotta throw that in there. 'Cause you know they got a lot of shit that they just talk about. And that's what I'm finding too. A lot of this shit based on their agreement. Just like how the boy Rockefellers. See, history come to bite that ass. That's one thing about it. They trying to erase history. But y'all was filming this arrogance. It was funny to him at some point.
I was down here with my work bus on. I
Right.
ain't did a stitch of work. I ain't did a stitch of work though, but
Yeah.
I came to work.
That's the
though.
outfit.
But listen, I came to work, and nobody, the people here wasn't trying to work because it was hot, so they just had people chilling. So I was like, and then everybody left and went to get something to eat. They ain't never come back. So I'm like, all right, well,
Right.
I'm gonna just ride this motherfucking clock. You know what I'm saying? And you know, get on the motherfucking
I'm
stream.
here.
You know, I'm
Right.
here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here.
So you know,
Right.
like, you know, I guess I can't say what company this is because that would hurt their ass. You know what I'm saying? But you know, shout out to them
Yeah.
for not doing shit on a hot ass day and making sure everybody gets paid. You know what I mean?
Right. Show up and show out. Show up and
Yeah.
show out.
So I'm just sitting. I'm just blendini. You know what I'm saying? I got my work vest, and my hat, and all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Blendini.
Right, right. For
You
sure.
know, they know what it is. You know what it is. Most people don't, but you know, get the blendini on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think I might.
Hell yeah.
I gotta get from down here though. I think I want to go back up top. I'm trying to kill another 2 hours.
Right.
Might do some Uber.
Mm.
I guess I'll do some
You
Uber.
got options. Gonna get some. Add some while you get some. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this joint, like it's quiet down here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really too much going on down here on the Uber tip. You know what I mean? On the delivery tip. You know? I had a good talk with them today. You know, and I gotta go in for an interview. Well, you know, a sit down with these people because they want to. I told them that they need to investigate why they're not paying drivers given all this inflation going on, why and what is the significant gap between people who deliver food and people who drive people around? You know what I mean? So they claim they're gonna do an investigation into it because, you know, on one end they collect more money from customers, you know, and they say it's because of Ukraine, or they say it's because of the gas, and they want to give extra gas money to the drivers and shit, so they collect an extra $2-3 from these people, and then they turn around and tell the drivers, they say, so we're gonna give you 32 cents for extra gas. Like, what the hell is 32 cents gonna do? But then you got people doing deliveries for $1.50, $2 and shit like that. And, you know what I'm saying? Like cents on the dollar. You know, inflation.
Flooding the market.
You constantly spending money and shit while you trying to make money and shit. So whatever you make, the screens say, is half of what you're really earning. And then you can't even trust what the screens say, because they say, oh, this is the estimate of what you're getting. So most people think that when they see a delivery and the money is up on the screen, if you don't read the fine print, you think that, oh, I just got a delivery for $10. You know, and it'll say expected with tip. And an expected with tip means this is what they expect you to get. This is what they expect the customer to tip. Doesn't mean that the customer is going to tip. You know, it doesn't mean that you're really going to get $10. So a lot of people it's just, you know, I get it. I was there too. Like, you know, you want to click the screen real quick and you're not paying attention, but read the fine print. It says expected with tip. You know?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? A lot of times you might do a delivery and not really doing the math on the spot. But, you know, if you start from zero, if that delivery say it's $10, after you close the delivery, it's $5.02.
Mm-hmm.
Bam.
Yeah.
So, you know, these people would be hitting you with a slim plan all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
They hit you with the flim flam. So when I said to them, I said, you know, it's crazy that, and I was saying this to Amazon too. I said, well, you know, it's crazy how when a person who works for Amazon or works for Uber, you know, they fill out an application and these companies provide the rest. They give you your logos, your insignias, your uniforms. You know, if it's a company vehicle, they provide the vehicle. You know, they pay for the car insurance. All you got to do is just show up, right?
Right.
So when you think about it, on you know, for somebody who's an independent contractor for these companies, you know, you got to meet these companies halfway. You know.
Right.
You got to meet Uber halfway. You got to meet DoorDash halfway. You got to meet Grubhub, Amazon, you know, all these companies halfway. Instacart halfway.
Right. Right.
You have to provide your own vehicle. You have to have your own gas. You got to have your own car insurance. Right?
Insurance. Right.
You know, you got to have your own heat bag, you know, if you're working for Uber. Right?
Right.
So why is it that you get paid less than a person who all they had to do was just show up? Does it make sense for us to continue to do ride share and these delivery services for companies, and the people who don't have to provide their own gas and don't have to provide their own car and car insurance, they make more money than you? Now think about it. Now, this is what I said to the person who I was on the phone with. I said, imagine you right now working in a call center, or you working in a Green Light Hub center, and Uber told you that, or these companies told you that you had to pay the rent on the building. You had to pay for the electricity bill at this warehouse, at this facility. And they said, well, you're the one who's using it. I'm using it for you to do your work. Yeah, but, you know, y'all are responsible for the light bill, so y'all can do y'all work for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most people wouldn't want to work at a place who would require them to pay the utilities at the place where they work at. That would be erroneous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you did that, then you could understand what it's like to be an independent contractor, where I'm doing this work for these people, but they don't compensate me for my gas. They don't compensate me for my car insurance. They don't compensate. They don't help me. They don't help pay for my car. You know what I'm saying? I provide all of these things, and we you know, us people out here in the street, we provide all these things and meet these companies halfway, and they don't even have the decency to pay us like they weigh us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These people over here who work at the companies who got the logos and shit like that, all they had to do was show up. You know what I'm saying? All they had to do was sign their name on the paper and show up. And don't tell me that it's not like it's a situation where, oh, you can get a contract agreement with these companies, no questions asked. They still running your name. They still doing credit checks and background checks on you, and sometimes piss tests on you. You know what I'm saying? So they still treat you like a job, but it's not a job. So a lot of this is just to railroad you and fuck you over. You know, just like with Chipotle, they just closed the Chipotle that got a union. The one who developed the union, they shut it down to try to demoralize anybody else from making a union. You know what I'm saying? So these companies are just moving forward and pushing people into this indentured servitude that was talked about, you know, by, you know, one of these malevolent lists. I don't even know if that's a word, but you know, some of these evil people, you know, back in 2009, you know what I'm saying? How they laid out a plan to delete certain people and make anybody else that they didn't delete indentured servants. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So you know, we gotta
they
fight
say
back
ignorance is not a defense.
You know, you gotta fight back this system, like the brother said right here. Let me play this clip real quick, like the good brother, Bill Cooper.
You don't really understand sometimes what a terrible burden it is to know some of the things that I know, and try to wake people up and impart this knowledge to them, and find out that they just have walls built in front of them. They want to be slaves. But we're making some chinks in those walls. You too can have a free press, and that's what it's going to take to get this country back without bloodshed. And I'm going to tell you right now, unless we can be successful in creating a real free press, where the American people get different viewpoints other than those expressed in the establishment-controlled media, there's going to be a civil war in this country, and it's going to come soon. The only thing that can stop it is by waking up vast amounts of sleeping people. Sheeple is what they are. They are.
Like I said, when you come across vital information, it's your moral obligation to share it with the nation. I share peace and benedictions. Only you can prevent cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? It's better to know something than to need it. Truth is undefeated.
Yep. Words without action have no meaning. It takes a village. We built this one. Peace.
Right hand raised for power. We out.
Exactly. For sure.